How speech is produced. State standards HS1.T.CR3.C. Explore and use physical, vocal, and/or psychological traits to develop a performance that is believable, authentic, and relevant to a theatrical work. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow said, "The human voice is the organ of the soul." In this unit, we're working on vocal control. So we need to start by studying how sound is produced by the human body. My hope is that by understanding your physiology, you'll have a better understanding of how to control those processes to produce clearly audible sounds. The process of sound production begins when air enters the lungs. This is called inhalation. The amount of air that is inhaled directly relates to the length of the sound that can be produced. In other words, the more air that you take into your lungs, the longer you can release that air and produce sound. If you take in a small inhale, a small amount of air, you'll only be able to produce a short sound. If you take in a large inhale or taking in a lot of air, then you'll be able to produce a much longer sound. The other half of producing sound, at least when it comes to the breath, is pushing the air back out of the lungs. This is known as exhalation, when we release air from the lungs. The strength with which air is pushed out of the lungs controls the volume of the sound. The harder you push out the air, the louder you can be. So if you have a very strong exhale, you can produce a very loud sound. With a very weak exhale, you're going to produce a very quiet sound. So we're going to experiment with this and try it. When I say go, you're going to inhale normally. Don't pull any extra air for 2 seconds. When I say stop, hold your breath. Ready? Go. 1, 2, stop. I'm going to count to 60. I'm going to give you 60 seconds. You are going to release that air on a hiss. I want you to make a note of what number you get to. In other words, I want you to note how many seconds you can release air on a hiss. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. What number did you get to? How long could you exhale for? Now, we're going to try this experiment again, but with more air. So when I say go, this time you're going to inhale normally for 10 seconds. When I say stop, hold your breath. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stop. Now I'm going to count to 60 again. See if you can hiss for longer this time than you did before. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. So when we have more air in our lungs, we're able to produce sound for a greater amount of time. Now we're going to try a volume experiment. This time, we're going to inhale the same amount of air, but we're going to push it out differently. When I say go, I want you to inhale normally. When I say stop, hold your breath. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop. When I say go, I want you to let the syllable ah fall out. Do not push, just let the sound ah and see how loud it is. Ready? Go. Good. We're going to try it again. When I say go, start inhaling normally. When I say stop, hold your breath. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop. This time, you're going to push the air out as forcefully as you can on an ah and see how loud it gets. Ready? Go. Which sound was louder? It's important to note that while it is possible to make quiet sounds just with the motion of air, breath itself does not produce sound. As air leaves the lungs, your vocal cords, or your larynx, must be engaged in order for anything other than a hissing noise to be produced. The tension in your larynx controls the pitch of the sound that you are able to create. The more tension there is in your larynx, the higher the pitch is going to be. In other words, the less space that there is between your vocal cords, the higher the pitch of sound is going to be.
When I am producing a very, very high-pitched sound, my vocal cords are held very tightly together so that there's very little space.
When there's a lot of space between my vocal cords, the sound gets deeper and deeper. When I'm as deep as I can go, there's a lot of space between my vocal cords. Take a look at the video for an example. So you're about to take a short quiz on some sound math and try to figure out the kind of sound that would be produced under these conditions. The first question I'm going to ask is going to ask you what sort of sound would be produced if I have a small inhale. In other words, I'm not taking in very much air. I'm exhaling weakly. I'm really not pushing at all. And there's not much tension at all in my vocal cords. So I'm going to demonstrate this by reading the example. Small inhale, weak exhale, low tension. What do we call that kind of sound? Example number 2 is asking what kind of sound would be produced if I took in a large inhale, a lot of air, and I really pushed it out with a strong exhale, and there was high tension in my voice. That sound might sound like this. What do we call that? Open the quiz page in Schoology to answer these 2 questions.